Hi, everybody. Laura Bassen here. I'm so glad that you joined me today, and I'm honored to be on the Simon Says Stamp blog. I have a fun project featuring some of the new releases that just came out with the Pure Sunshine release by Simon Says Stamp. Really awesome release with really fun stamps and coordinating dies and really neat stencils. And that's what I have here. I have the large Moroccan stencil that I'm going to be using. I'm adhering that with some Post-it tape on top of a piece of Nina Solar White cardstock. You don't have to use Post-it tape. You can use washi tape. You can use whatever you have. You just need to make sure you adhere that down on all four sides so you don't want it slipping and sliding. Working on top of one of these Ranger craft mats, we're going to be taking some embossing paste and coloring it. I've got the Wendy Vecchi white embossing paste, and I'm using the Simon Says Stamp inks to color my paste. So I'm starting with dull pink, and I'm just smushing down some ink onto the craft mat, and then I'm going to take my palette knife and add a little bit of that to the ink and mix it up. Now you could add a little bit of color or a lot of color. It depends on how dark you want your paste to become. It's kind of like coloring frosting. You ever added the food coloring to the frosting? If you add a lot of drops, you get a dark. You get add just one drop, you get light frosting. And then when I'm working with this palette knife, I feel like I'm one of those drywallers mixing up that. You ever see them mix up that spackling with that knife and then they smear it on the wall and they're like artists the way they work so fast with that stuff. I love it. And I love doing this technique. I feel like I'm getting a lot more mileage out of my inks. There's so much you can do besides just using them for stamping. You can color your paste. I just saw a video just yesterday, Christina Warner, she uses an ink blender on this same large Moroccan stencil. She used the ink blender and some ink and blended that onto her card. And then she went over it with clear embossing paste. And I thought, when I first saw the card, I thought, oh my gosh, she just did what I'm doing. She colored an embossing paste with ink, but she didn't. She used transparent embossing paste over an ink blended um, stencil card, and it looked really fabulous. It looked similar, kind of, to what I'm doing, except for this gives you a lot more, kind of a more matte. The paste is colored, and when it dries, it's more matte, whereas hers was kind of more glossy because that transparent. Okay, anyway, I'm babbling. On to lemon chiffon. I'm working my way down. I started with dull pink and then orange peel, and the last color was sunshine, and now we're doing lemon chiffon, which is very, very, very light and lemony and chiffony. Okay, so once you get that all smushed down, clean up your work surface. And I've been cleaning as I go because if I don't, I'll get my elbows in it. And then I got a big old mess all over everywhere. Okay, so now taking that longer, these palette knives came with a set of 3. And this longer one is really great for just kind of smoothing that out. So I'm just going, I don't want to really cover the entire piece of cardstock. I just want to kind of make it look loose and not so perfect. I wasn't going for perfection here. I was just going for like just a loose background washy type of a thing. I don't know what I'm going for. Anyhow, this is what it ended up being. And then I'm just trying to get, kind of a consistent layer. Okay, now we're going to remove it. And this is the best part ever. You can see how pretty that ends up with that gradient look, how the colors blend together with the paste. Okay, so now I'm die cutting some cardstock with the butterfly dies. These coordinate with the Friendship Butterfly stamp set, and I have some vellum there. And that's also another die that's in the set, a little kind of a frame bracket. And I'm going to be stamping that with this sentiment that comes from the Friendship Butterflies with some black ink, some Simon Says Stamp black ink. Stamping that down over to the side, I'm going to be tucking that in. You'll see later on. I just want to get that stamped so it can dry and move on. Okay, so now we're adhering our butterflies with some Tombow Mono Glue. I'm going to kind of put it on an angle. I'm going to stack these butterflies. I'm going to do the dull pink and then do some vellum over top of that. And I want to kind of like, I don't want them to be perfectly straight on. I'm going to angle it a little bit so you can see the colors. Um, this one's sunshine. Glue that down. And then a little vellum butterfly on top. And now I ran through the butterflies with my sewing machine. Just kind of secured them down with some stitches. But I wanted some extra strings to hang out the front. I have no idea why I wanted some extra string. I'm still not completely sold on the decision I made here, but I just went with it. Sometimes you just got to be creative. You know the process of creativity and originality is taking risks. And I took a bit of a risk here having this extra string. And I'm not sure if it's going to fly or not, but we're just going to try it for today. And we are going to see how it goes over. If it goes over like a lead balloon, I probably won't do it again. Anyhow, okay, so now I'm adhering that little sentiment strip with some foam tape. And next thing we're going to do is adhere some sequins. I had a bunch of different sequins, different brands, whatnot that I just adhered here and there. This card kind of reminds me of Debbie Hughes, does it not to you? I think I'm influenced by her because I just adore her work so much, and it comes out into my own work. But anyway, so now I'm adhering this card front onto some fog cardstock. I love this is a new Simon color, Fog, and it's just the perfect neutral. It's light and it goes with everything, and I need to get a bunch more of it. Okay, so that's it. The card's finished. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a wonderful day.